So hi, my name is Ruiqi, and thanks so much for taking the time to watch my video. I'm really excited to share more about my background and why I'm interested in the business analyst role at ATC. So for the professional background, I've always been drawn to roles where I can break down problems, work with data, and turn insights into decisions. So during my internships and academic projects, my responsibilities were usually centered around understanding what the business needed, analyzing data to figure out the story behind it, and then helping translate those findings into something really useful for the team. And so one good example in my internship at Capgemini, so I work on a strategy project for Audi, focusing on the high net worth customers in the NEV market. And I basically helped design a big user survey, analyze more than 500 responses, and use that to build customer personas and decision paths. So a big part of my role was tuning messy qualitative and quantitative data into something clear enough for marketing, product, and strategy teams to use. And that experience really shaped how I think as a business analyst. So starting from user needs, validating assumptions with data, and connecting insights back to business decisions. So across other roles and projects, this pattern has been similar. So I'm usually the one who pieces together information, makes sense of it, and helps drive the next step forward. And for the second question, technical and analytical skills. So I feel very comfortable with the technical tools that BA work relies on day to day. So for example, like SQL, Python, Excel, and Tableau are the ones I use most frequently. So in both undergrad and grad school, I work with SQL and Python almost like every week, like mainly doing like cleaning data, doing EDA, building small pipelines, or running models. So Python is the tool I naturally reach for whenever the data set is large or the logic gets more complex. And I've used it for data cleaning, PCA, and feature engineering, and also for trying out models like random forest, KNN, logistic regression, and even simple neural networks. And Tableau is my go-to for visualizing trends or presenting insights to non-technical audiences. So I like making dashboards that feel clean and intuitive, and that only highlight what decision makers actually need. And I think like Excel is great for quick checks, scenario analysis, or prototyping ideas before building something more structured. And in grad school, I also pick up C++ and JavaScript and use my also use MySQL and React when building a full stack personal finance app. So those experiences really help me understand how data moves from the back end to the front end and how business logic is tied to technical executions. So overall, I'm really comfortable using these tools, not just to analyze data, but to answer business questions and support decisions. And for the project experience, I have worked on several data-heavy projects, but two from my undergrad years stand out. So the first one is a credit score classifier. So we worked with over 100,000 records, and my role was handling all the data pre-processing, cleaning, dealing with missing values, running PCA, and then comparing different models. So beyond just accuracy, I look at which feature consistently influence the score, which help us identify potential risk drivers. And the second one is Australia rain prediction model. So this dataset had a lot of missing value, so I created multiple versions of a dataset using different imputation methods and feature engineering techniques. So I trained several models from random forest, KNN, to neural networks, and evaluated them using AUC and a customized cost function. So what I enjoyed most was figuring out which approach actually made sense for real-world decision making, not just which one had the highest score. And in grad school, two projects helped me grow even more. So one is algorithm trading system I built for scratch. So even though it's finance related, what I taught me was how to think in terms of like how should a system behave, how do we design the logic, and what edge cases do we need to consider. So I use Python time series analysis, backtesting, and build clear visualizations to understand how the strategy behave under different conditions. And the other is full stack personal finance web app. So I designed the MySQL database, built the React front end, and created charts to help users understand their spending habits. So that project made me appreciate how requirements turn into actual features and how the choices we make in data modeling actually affect the user experiences. And all these experiences helped me become more structured, more curious, and more aware of how analytic fits into the bigger picture. And for the stakeholder communication part, so a time that really taught me about communication was during the rain prediction project. So my team had very different opinions on how to handle the missing data, because some wanted to delete them, but I felt like strongly that we should input instead. And instead of debating endlessly, I ran a quick experiment comparing the two methods and visualized the results. So when I showed the team how deleting data removed key seasonal patterns and herd model stability, the discussion immediately shifted. And everyone could see the impact without needing to understand the technical skills. So that experience taught me the clear communication often comes from making complexity visual and grounded in the actual business impact, so not the technical explanation. And for the problem-solving mindset, so when I run into ambiguous problems, my first step is always to step back and clarify what the real question is. So once that's clear, I break the problem down into manageable pieces and test ideas quickly rather than aiming for the perfect answer on the first try. So for example, in one project, we didn't have a defined workflow for how to clean and process the data set. And instead of waiting for instructions, I drafted a simple pipeline, tried out a few options, documented the result, and shared it with the team. So that structure eventually became the backbone of our entire project. So I've learned that being a BA, business analyst, often means being the person who brings structure, who asks good questions, and who helps the team move forward even when things are uncertain. So the final part, why me and why ATC? So I genuinely enjoy breaking down problems, working through data, and shaping insights that people can't use. And I also really like being the bridge between technical teams and business teams. So that's something that has come naturally to me across my many projects. And what excites me about ATC is the chance to work in a place where data, product thinking, and business decisions come together. And I want to be in an environment where I can work closely with engineers, product managers, and business stakeholders, and where the decisions I help support directly impact how the business operates. And I'm also really eager to contribute my analytical skills, my curiosity, and my ability to communicate clearly. And I'm also super excited to keep learning and growing in a fast-paced settings like yours. So in short, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate your time, and I would love the opportunity to contribute to ATC as a business analyst.